Hello everyone, welcome to your science class. We are going to start for today. We reached on the page 127, threats to our forest and conservation issues. So we already started with this particular topic. Let us move on. So we have observed figure 3 about forest fire, how the clear has been cleared for land use. And then you have the acid rain. So let us take a look. Mauritius was once covered with dense forests, but now most of the forests have been lost, as you already know. In 1638, when the Dutch came to Mauritius, how Mauritius was covered with very dense forests, but now we are going to see why most of our forests have been lost. So the reasons that led to the clearing of the forests are rapid population growth, industrialization. So industrialization means the development of industries in a wide scale. Urbanization. Urbanization meaning the process of an area becoming more urban, like a town. So when you have urbanization, you have to set up some shops. Okay, this is known now also as the commercial land use, recreational land use. We are going to see some more of these examples. Now you are going to see on your page 128, identify the various situations illustrated in figure 3. After discussion with your friends, so at home you're going to discuss. Write in the first column of table 2 5 ways in which human activities constitute a danger to the forest. So as you can see, there's a table in your book. The first column is threats to forest, and the second one is measures to reduce threats to forest. So here you have to study first figure 3. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pictures. You will have to write one by one the threats. Let us take a look. I have written down some examples for you. So as you can see, the first one is the forest fire. We are going to see the measures later. First, we are going to concentrate here on the threats. As you can see in figure 3, the first one is forest fire. The second one you have to guess. So you have the forests which have been cleared, so clearing land. Why? Mostly for agricultural purposes also, and for other purposes. The third one is acid rain, which is due to air pollution. In a while we are going to see what is the meaning of acid rain, but I guess you already know. Let us move with the next one. Urbanization, meaning as you can see, tall buildings. Okay, so the development in an area. So for this development, forests and lands have to be cleared. The last one is infrastructure, and also I think this is a residential area. So land has been cleared for residential purposes. For each of the threats you have identified, right in the second column of table 2 about measures to reduce the identified threats. So we are going to move on with the second column. Okay, the first one we talked about forest fire. The measures to reduce threats to these forests are: for forest fire, authorities should do regular patrols near forest areas. Yes, to take a look, to do patrol to ensure that uh, the forest does not is not facing any risk, any threat, such as forest fire. The second one, clearing of land for agricultural purposes. Now, one measure to plant high-yield crops. High-yield crops are crops that produce large quantities of grains, and to prevent the clearing of existing forests. Acid rain due to air pollution. So we just talked about acid rain. So what is acid rain? Rain that contains large amounts of harmful chemicals, especially when you're burning coal. So this is going to cause air pollution. Okay, so these pollution are going to have a very negative impact on the rain. So you have this rain which is mixed with these harmful chemicals. So one measure, factories should be equipped with filters to extract harmful gases. The next one is clearing of lands for development. The measure is to do a proper planning for urbanization to avoid deforestation. To plan properly, if really you need so much land to plan, and then this is how you're going to avoid deforestation. The next one is for residential land use, residential purposes. So land should be used for residential purposes in areas where land is less fertile. So all these answers here, you can write these in your own words. Okay, or if you have other sentences, if you have other ideas, feel free to write it in your space, in your book. Let us move on. Let us now read from our book. On the page 128, you have this figure 4, which shows a conversation between three children. Figure 4 illustrates a discussion among 3 pupils on the need to protect and conserve our forests. Study figure 4 carefully. So we are going to read this. The first one, the forest is far from my home and I am not concerned with the threats. Okay, this is what the girl is saying. She's not concerned with the threats. The boy says, I have a different point of view. In an ecosystem, we depend on each other. In fact, we should all care for our forests. We should plant trees, including endemic plants. Okay, very good. So the boy is very much concerned. He cares for forests. The third one, I think we should all be concerned as forests help to reduce carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. They are shelters to many living things. Very good as well. So this girl also is concerned. So she knows the importance of these forests. So from the discussions among the pupils, put a cross on the wrong argument. Explain why we should care for our forests. So as you already know now, the wrong argument is that of the girl who says the forest is far from my home and I am not concerned with the threats. So she is not at all concerned. So she is wrong because she should be concerned. Explain why we should care for our forest. So according to you, why you should care for forests? So I have written some examples. First, forests maintain carbon dioxide and oxygen cycle. Okay, it maintains the cycle constant. And then also it is shelters for many living things. So I have written what the third pupil has said. Forests help to reduce carbon dioxide and produce oxygen, and also they're shelters to many living things. So this is why we should care for our forests. Let us see some more examples. So now you know who is wrong between these three children. The first one is so wrong because she's not at all concerned with any of the threats. Here I have written for you other examples of why we should care for our forest. Okay, take a look on the screen here. We are going to read this together. Forests are the lungs of the earth because they supply oxygen to the atmosphere. Okay, forests are considered the lungs of the earth. Forests provide us with clean air to breathe and help to maintain the composition of the air constant. They also absorb harmful carbon dioxide and other harmful gases that produce climate change. Plants provide shelter to animals. Forests prevent soil erosion and flooding by absorbing water. When there are heavy rainfall, you have the flow of water, so the forests are going to absorb this water and reduce the speed of the flow of water. So these are all the reasons why forests are important and we should care for forests. We are going to continue on the page 129. The questions continue on what do the living things, animals and plants in the forest depend to live. So it's very easy how the animals and the plants. Explain how forests help to improve the quality of air. Very easy. What will happen if our forests in Mauritius and Rodrigues are destroyed? So first of all, let us take a look on what do the living things, animals and plants depend. So animals depend on other animals. We have carnivorous animals which depend on other animals, herbivorous animals which depend on plants, the seeds and roots, the parts of plants, and then all animals depend on water and oxygen. Plants depend on water, the soil, air, and insects. Okay? Now what I have learned, so in this unit, forests help to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide. Plants in the forest provide living things with oxygen. Forests are shelters to many animals and are habitats to many varieties of plants. You are going to copy this part in your copybook 2 times. Forests form part of an important ecosystem. We must conserve our forests. So now we are going to take a look what will happen if our forests in Mauritius and Rodrigues are destroyed. So first of all, the quality of the air will be affected. Carbon dioxide will not be absorbed, which will lead to rise in temperature and acid rain. Also, endemic plants and animals will disappear. Habitats of various animals such as the deer, birds, and other animals such as monkeys living in the forests will be destroyed, and soil erosion will occur when there is heavy rainfall and strong winds. So these are what may happen if our forests are destroyed. Before we end our class for today, let us see some forests in Mauritius. Okay, you have the Black River Gorges National Park, you have the Ebony Forest Reserve, Chamarel, Frederica Nature Reserve, Montvert Nature Walk, which is found in Cupip, and Vallée de Ferney. Okay, children, that's all for today. I hope you have well understood the topic on forest and threats to forest. So you're going to study well in your book as well as in your red book. You're going to complete all the questions. Okay, and prepare for our next topic, which will be threats to lagoons. Okay, stay safe at home. See you later. Bye bye.